Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Danielle
And I'm Stephanie.
and together we clean homes for free.
In today's video, Danielle is doing a solo clean and it is a return visit to the house of the lady who has the very traumatic medical past. And if you want more details of her story, we did go into that in the last video and we will cover that a little bit more later in this video as well. So Danielle was covering the bathroom and the kitchen and she's going to talk us through that.
First thing I'll say about this house is it was extremely hot. I was sweating within about 5 minutes of getting there, even opening the window. This one must have had her heating on full blast.
And I warned you about that after the last time I was there. You totally forgot.
I know, and I did forget. And I probably should have wore shorts and a spaghetti top on my top half, but yeah.
It always makes me a little bit nervous thinking of wearing shorts in these houses.
To be honest, because this one wasn't too bad. This one, it just had a lot of stuff where it had no storage to put anything anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I could have got it cleaned and looking the best, there was just still loads of stuff accumulating on surfaces, and especially in the bathroom, I ended up having to put it on the floor along the side of the bath, and just because there was no space to put anything anywhere. And she must have had about 100 shampoo bottles.
Yeah. And this was the lady that doesn't have clothing storage either.
Yeah.
And that's why all the clothes were stored on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we had said in the last video of this house that we were going to encourage the lady to declutter some of the clothes and purge them. I don't know if other people use that word because somebody questioned that. I was talking, who was it I was talking to? Oh yeah, the kid's gran, and she wanted help with her wardrobe, and I was like, "Oh, you're much better at purging your clothes than I am," and she was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "Is that not a thing people say?"
I say that.
That's fine then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were going to encourage her to do that. However, when you went back to this house, the door to that laundry room was closed, and I think was Olivia not teething that day, and you were just not in the right mind frame to even look into that room.
Yeah, I just done the bathroom and the kitchen, and to be honest, I just wasn't mentally prepared to go further within what I'd already done.
Yeah.
So I should have actually had a wee peek in just to see what it was like, but I didn't even look in it.
I'm kind of glad you didn't, because if you'd opened that door and all those clothes were messed up again, I might have cried after spending all those hours folding.
I think you would have been devastated. I should have just went, yeah, they were still all perfectly folded. Kept you happy.
But now that we've pretty much covered the whole house apart from the lady's bedroom, she should hopefully be able to get help to stay on top of it now.
I do think as well she was looking to get a move because the house that she was in, it's not really suitable. She has a lot of mobility issues, and she had steps going up to her house, and she'd be good in a wee bungalow that was a lot more accessible, maybe with a ramp or something. So I think she was looking to get a house move. But I think she was struggling with that, as a lot of people are within our council at the moment.
Yeah. So we had a few questions about this lady the last video and about her children, because so people seen a lot of Disney items when I was folding the clothes, like blankets and things, and they just automatically assumed that was the children's items, but actually that was the lady's. I mean, I have Disney tattoos, so I can relate to.
She had a lot of Disney stuff between the kitchen.
I think when you're doing the dishes in the kitchen, you hold up a
Disney plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I was like, I need Steph to see these. That's why I held them up.
Oh, was that why? I was going to say, I seen it when I was editing it. I don't actually know if I've kept it in the video though.
Right. Well, that's the only reason I held it up, because I was like, oh, Steph would like these.
Was it Dumbo, I think?
I think one of them was Dumbo, yeah. I think there was a couple of different things. I'm remembering about this bathroom. This bucket was beside the door. You couldn't really get to where you needed to go with all the stuff, and because there's so many bottles of shampoo and body wash and bubble bath, they were very all dusty, the bottles, and that was kind of wiping down all the residue and dust of all the
and that's quite time consuming. Yeah.
And this, I don't know what you call that goes over the top of the bath. The bath shelf? I
Yeah,
don't know
let's just go with
that.
that.
Yeah, I had very deep grooves, and I had to try a few different things to actually get down into there because I don't know. It's like, see, when you use conditioner, you leave that almost that residue like on your bath, or
Yeah.
that there was like in the grooves. It was like that, but thick because obviously it hadn't been cleaned or rinsed in a while. So that was annoying me, and it took me a good few
But
times of cleaning that to get it clean.
so when I was watching and editing the footage, that was quite satisfying to watch though,
Yeah.
because you clean it, and then you put it down, and then you do something else, and then you pick it up and clean it again, and then when you do that, you really see that dirt disappear. It's quite good.
I had to put it down and go back to it because it was annoying me. I was like, I'll let it sit there, I'll let product sit on it. So yeah, that's why I put it down. Sometimes you need to just walk away from something if it's annoying you and go back to it.
Or like as well, if you get bored of doing one task, you could move to another task and then go back to it, which I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, if I have a lot of dishes that need washed by hand, I'm like, okay, I'll wash some of them and then I'll leave some to steep and I'll go off and do another task. And same with folding laundry. I cannot stand still for long periods of time. I get like a really sore lower back, probably from having so many children.
I sit on the floor and fold it on the floor.
But
I get
even
my basket and I sit on the floor and I put it into piles and
but
fold it
even
all.
that is like
Yeah.
doing that for quite a long time. That's quite uncomfortable. Like my lower back, I don't know. It just
I put something
probably
on.
hunch.
I put something on Netflix on my phone while I'm sitting folding the clothes.
See, I would do that right if it was something I'd already seen. But see if it's something I've not seen and I need to pay full attention. Otherwise, I have to rewind it.
See, I can pay like part attention to something and still get the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably part watch a lot of things that I watch.
Oh no, I have to pay full attention to things. I'm the kind of person that if I'm listening to a song or listening to an audiobook and I zone out and start thinking about something, I have to rewind it because I know I wasn't like paying enough attention to it. And that happens quite a lot. So it's quite annoying if I am like washing dishes and my hands are wet and then I zone out of the book I'm listening to and I'm like, oh, now I have no idea what's going on. I have to like dry my hands and rewind it, and it's a little annoying. Because my phone doesn't have Siri. Does Android have a version of Siri? Because like Pete, he
Siri. Oh no, yeah.
No, Android does it?
Google?
No,
it doesn't. It's Google.
but
Is it not Google?
But would Google like rewind what I'm listening to on Spotify or something? You know, like what Alexa does. You know, like you can say like, Alexa, rewind by 30 seconds.
I'm not sure. I'm not an Android user, so you should know this and I shouldn't.
But I'm not technical. Like, there's probably a lot of stuff that my phone can do that I have no idea.
If someone could let Steph know in the comments if Android has the same, like a different version of Siri for her phone, that would be very helpful for her.
Yeah, because then I don't need to dry my hands when I'm washing the dishes. I can just be like, whatever your name is, rewind 30 seconds. What were you using to clean the bath? Like, what product?
The Power Phone and a Scrub Daddy.
Cool.
The Power Phone's my favourite.
Yeah, me too. If anybody wanted to sponsor us, like Domestos, we're looking at you because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, while I remember, because we forgot to mention this in our last video, we now have a members only section. We don't really at the moment. There's only one level, and it is like just under £2 a month. I don't know what the US equivalent is to that. And that gets you like priority responses to comments and loyalty badges, and it's just for those people that want to support the channel without really anything in return, to be honest, because at the moment we don't have a lot of time to like make extra videos and stuff, but that is our goal. Like, we will eventually start releasing like members only videos and
members only lives, maybe.
Yeah. But at the moment, we only have one member, and thank you to 1000's Ghost. I think that's the name. If that's not the name, I'm so sorry. But yeah, we only have one member, so if we were to do a live with just you, it might be kind of awkward. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be fun.
One chat.
They might feel awkward. Yeah. I think I can talk to anybody.
The one thing about this game, which I'm just remembering, is do you remember I just took some of the cleaning products in a wee caddy because I was like, if I'm doing it myself and it's just a quick clean, and
Yeah.
I'll just take some stuff, and I regretted that because I didn't have all the tools that we had. So when I was going, oh, I could use that, I didn't have it. So I think from now on, if I'm ever doing a solo clean,
Just take
I would take the whole
everything.
trolley,
Yeah.
just in case.
And then when I did the next house after this, which was actually last week's video, you still had that caddy with some of the stuff. And then so when I went to do the clean, I was like, oh, I don't have that. Danielle has it, like the Fairy Up liquid. I thought, oh, it'll be fine because the house I'm going to will surely have like washing up liquid, but they didn't have it, and that's why Pete had to come and drop stuff off to me.
So yeah, if we're doing solo cleans, we just have to make sure that we just take the whole thing. Even if it takes up all the boot space, we take the whole thing.
Yeah, because we have quite a cool like foldable trolley now, which I've actually seen people putting their children in them and pulling them along.
My friend that I go to the playgroup with my youngest daughter, she was actually saying that she's got one of them if I wanted to use it. I was like, we've got one. She was like, well, an extra one if you want it. So we might actually...
Well, you'll need to keep that with you because I don't have any space for anything else. I really need to organise.
But we could get a double kit, so we could have the same kit, but both of us have the same eventually.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I mean, with all the donated products that we have, we pretty much have 2 of everything.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep the first aid kit in your trolley.
Yeah, definitely.
We were doing a clean yesterday, and we're really excited actually for that video next week.
Yeah.
And I'm in one of the bedrooms, and Danielle was in the kitchen, and I just hear like a really big ow. I was like, oh no, what have you done now?
Quite a few times. Is this the second part where you see the dirt coming out?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even think this got all the dirt out either. I think I had to go back to it a third time.
Oh no, I think this is it. Is this because you use bleach on the cloth? Was it this time? I've watched this video so many times.
So I push it right down, like the cloth right down. I'm like pulling it up and down.
If you had the whole cleaning kit, what would you have used on that?
One of the brushes we've got.
Okay.
Or I'd use the handle of something that we've got and wrap the cloth around it and get the handle. It's just because it was quite a deep groove. I was struggling to get, down into it. And I couldn't find anything kind of in the vicinity. I hadn't actually went into the kitchen to look for anything, which I probably should have.
Yeah. Often I find that in these houses they have a lot of cleaning products.
Oh, I was using the power paste for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, do you know
what? There was
there was what?
There was built up residue, like what's it called when it goes around the bath? Is it soap scum? Is it scum? Is that what makes the ring around the bath? And that wasn't coming off.
That's such an aggressive word. You scum. That's
probably what I was thinking when I was trying to get it off. So yeah, I had to use something with a bit more oomph about it.
Yeah, because power paste isn't abrasive, so it works really well. I love a good toilet clean. This one wasn't that bad though, you said.
No, it wasn't. It was actually the toilet seat that wasn't too great. But even that was still, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
At all. So.
Oh, I remembered what I wanted to say. So obviously I was decorating a couple of months ago, right? And I needed a step ladder. Like, do you know, like those metal extendable ladders? And not one person that I knew had one. And I'm not joking, every single house that we have cleaned since then has had one of these ladders. I feel like I'm being taunted. How do all of these ladders are not cheap. How do they all have one of these ladders? Like, I was so upset. Literally, I decorated my house, and a week later we did the very first house clean in somebody else's house, the one for the pregnant lady.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And remember, in her bedroom she had a set of ladders, and I was like, well, that would have come in handy like a week ago. And then now I don't know if it's like, see, when you pick a name for your child and then you start like hearing that name everywhere. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like that. Do you know, like now
Or
that
when you think about getting a new car or something and you see that car everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now that ever since I needed those ladders, I just see these ladders everywhere. Every single house we've gone
Well, I know
into.
what I'm buying you for Christmas.
Well, no, I already bought
Have you
some.
got some now?
Yeah, that's why I'm so upset because I had to go away and buy a set,
Oh.
and then literally like a week later, there was a set right in front of me. Just moved on to the kitchen. Do you know what's really funny, right? See, because I watch the raw unedited footage before I edit it. See, whenever you move the camera, I'm just like, oh, boobs. Like, every
Sorry.
time. No, don't apologise. Oh, somebody commented on our last video, or on, I don't know which video it was they commented on, but I just read the comment today. They said they really like the charming way I say kitchen. Do I say that? Like, I thought I said that
I've
the
not
same way as
noticed.
everyone else. How
I
do you
haven't noticed, but I've kitchen.
kitchen? Maybe it's the way you say it, because she didn't specify which one.
Oh.
And
Do you know,
I'm assuming her
I
gender.
think
I don't know
now
if it's
that
a
I've
lady.
known you for so long, I don't really think, oh, do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's like I've heard your voice for all these years now. It's not that it's not like new or interesting to me,
Yeah.
but do you know what I mean? I'm just so used to it now that it's.
That was like one of my other friends who is Scottish was like, I'd known him for like 7 years, and then we were having a barbecue and he turned around and he was like, actually, what was we were having a conversation, like the group of us, and we were talking about how Arthur, my son, speaks with an American accent, and we're like, it's probably because he watches YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my partner at the time says, well, maybe it's because you're English. And my friend, who I'd known for 7 years, was like, you're English? I was like, is it not obvious?
I mean, that is obvious. I don't know.
I don't know how he didn't hear it. Well, now I'm wondering. The thing is, I used to game a lot. Like, I was quite addicted to gaming, and he was like one of the people that I would game with. So I was literally speaking to this person like every night for hours when the kids were in bed. And yeah, so that really surprised me actually that he didn't know my accent.
Do you know, I can't even, like, there's so much that's happened since I've done this clean that I'm looking back over it, like, I don't even remember doing this. I think by the time I got to the kitchen, I was kind of just on autopilot and just kind of like that.
I'm pretty sure you told me that you'd only had like 3 hours sleep or something the night before this because of
Olivia teething.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then you had to leave a bit early for the same reason as well. This was the lady that didn't like me. She preferred you.
I don't think it's that she didn't
No,
like
I'm never
you.
letting that go. And also, Mac,
Don't
this
take
is
it personal.
No, Mac, I'm talking to you. # Team Danielle. I'm gonna get that printed on a t-shirt. Did you see that comment?
No, I did not.
Mac, I'm his biggest fan. You didn't even know he existed,
Yeah.
and he's Team Danielle.
Yeah.
I have to keep stopping and starting the voiceover because my youngest daughter keeps on running through. So I've totally lost where we were. But I think I was saying that we should do that. Like if we ever get merchandise, just like have a slogan like # Team Danielle. Because we could also have # Team Stephanie, but then if people didn't buy it, I'd be really upset.
I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says # Team Danielle on the back of it, and that's what I'm gonna wear to these cleans.
No, don't garner support for yourself. Oh yeah, so see how I was obviously just saying like my daughter keeps running in here. We just had like a funny little off-camera conversation there because we always me and my daughter, we do this thing called kiss attack, where we just like smother each other in kisses. But she's like at that stage where she can't pronounce the letter K in words, so she uses the word P, which I think if I was to say it, it would class as swearing, so I'm not
It's
going
like
to.
hiss, kiss, but with a P,
Yeah.
and that's.
And I don't know if that would be an offensive word in other countries, but in the UK it is.
Means to take a pee.
Or if you're taking the pee,
Taking the
like
pee, yeah, you're
out of
taking the
somebody.
pee.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son, he says if you point to the like a heart, if there's like different shapes of triangle, square, circle, and when it comes to the heart, it goes fart, fart. So that's a funny one that he says as well.
Mm-hmm. If you have children,
That can't pronounce things.
yeah, what put in the comments and let us know, because children mispronouncing words is so funny. Or like people who mispronounce song lyrics. I love that. You
My
can never
oldest,
unhear
I
it.
don't know if he hears this, he'll probably kill me for saying it. But my oldest, he gets his words muddled up all the time. The other day he was talking about someone's niece, and he went they're relevant, and
Relevant.
he meant they're relative. And
I
he
love
was
that.
talking about doing home economics at high school, and he went homecoming. I'm like, no, it's not homecoming, Cameron. And he's like, yeah, it is. Look right there. But yeah, he constantly gets words mixed up. But he's always not pronounced words great. He used to say noob for YouTube until someone, like, I never corrected him because I thought it was so cute.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, no, it's YouTube. And they stole that innocent
Well, that's
word
like
in from him.
Well, that's like Kai. I don't know if you remember. So obviously Kai's 8 now, but he has like quite a bad speech delay. And when he was learning to talk, he made up his own language.
Yeah.
Like he had a like completely different language. So just for an example, he would call an apple a cowhey. And when he went to when he moved up from nursery to primary school, I had to literally write a dictionary for the teachers so they would know that what he was saying. He's come a long way since then. He worked with speech and language therapy for like every day for 2 years, and he has come a long way. But there's still a lot of things he can't say. But I like it when kids mispronounce words, but then it stays with the family their whole lives. So when I was younger, according to my auntie, instead of holiday, I said hoddelay. And they still, to this, like, I don't even remember this. I didn't know it was a thing, but every time I see them, they're always like, oh, we're going on our hoddelays. And then they tell me the story again.
I keep getting Jacob to repeat after me, and I go say onomatopoeia, and he goes onapia, onapia. He'll, do you know what? See if you try and get him to repeat short words or easy words, he doesn't want to. But if you try and get him to repeat complicated hard words, he's like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and it fails dramatically.
Challenge
But
accepted.
yeah, it's quite cute though.
We don't really have a set structure when we're doing these houses. So it's kind of a cross between a general clean and a deep clean. Like we obviously aren't really like getting like the nooks and crannies because
I
we're
mean,
just
if we
aiming
were
for
to
better.
do that, it would take us double the amount of time.
Yeah.
We're still making such a difference to the environment that these people live in by doing as much as we can do in the short time that we have to do it. What also makes it harder that we've noticed is the houses that have a lot more stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you've got a lot more stuff to try and work out where does it go, or how am I going to rearrange this, or trying to get through it before you even get down to the cleaning, like that's so time consuming. So as what we started with was progress, not perfection, and that's kind of what we've stuck with.
Yeah. That's my life motto.
Yeah.
Or at least it has been, like, ever since I heard it. And I think somebody said that living with Cambria was the first person to say that. But I mean, everybody probably thinks the person they hear it from is the first person to say it. But
I think it's one of those sayings that's probably been around for forever.
yeah. I was so excited when I first watched this and seen that you were cleaning a toasty machine, because everybody these days seems to have a George Foreman grill rather than like the traditional toasty machine. And it's so nostalgic to me because I grew up eating a lot of toasties. It's such a cheap, easy meal for somebody to make, sticking cheese and beans and stuff.
I actually have a toasty machine.
Do you?
It's a single toasty machine. But I think I got it off my gran when I got my very first house. 14 years ago.
And do you use it?
Do you know what? Yeah, sometimes I do pull it out
Well,
and I do use
toasties
it.
for lunch at your house then this
Next
weekend.
time, yeah. But I actually think this toast machine must be older than me. It's so old, but it still functions.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why don't you get a new? I'm like, because it still functions. It works fine. It works properly. Why am I going to buy a new one to throw this one away? This one does its job. Does what it's meant to.
I feel like, see the shape of the original toasty machines, you could really pack in the filling.
Yes.
Because it ends up like a pocket. Whereas
and it's really, really tight. That's what mine is like.
Yeah. I could never eat those crusts, so they were solid. Like, absolutely solid. But because Pete makes toasties on the George Foreman, but I'm not a big fan.
I think if you're going to have a proper toasty, it needs to be from a toasty machine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just bread that's been squashed together and heated up.
Yes. It's just grilled bread, really. What is it that people call it? A grilled cheese.
Do you know what really annoyed me about this? Cleaning this cooker.
The whole thing cleaning the cooker? Because
No.
you don't like cleaning cookers?
No. I didn't have the scrapers or anything like that with me. So when it came to the oven part, I had to just do what I could and kind of get on with it, really.
So what are you using here? Steel wool?
Yes. Yeah. But really, like in the last house we just done, like I would have took the scraper along the edges and tried to get the stubborn bits off, and then went over it with the steel wool. Yeah, I wasn't.
It still looked really good when you were finished, though.
I wasn't entirely happy with it though. You know what?
That's the perfectionist in you.
That's what I'm like. And the grease up the back of that.
Oh yeah, you were like raving about this when you came back. You were like, oh, you should have seen the grease on this wall. It was so satisfying.
Oh, it was. It was really, I enjoyed cleaning that bit of the wall.
So this was the house I think we lost some of the footage, so we don't actually see you cleaning that, which is annoying. Like that little wipe down that you just did there, that was all we get to see.
Yeah, in our last video we did say that we had a wee bit of problem with the footage we were catching. I don't know if it was camera or if it was me or what was going on, but the camera kept turning off on me. So,
but we've solved that problem now because we now have a second Android phone, thanks to Mac and Bonnie's recommendations. We've gotten an S23, so I think not quite all the videos after this, because some of them we've already recorded, but from now all of the house cleans that we do will be recorded with just Android phones. You can see how curly your hair is, like when it's like when you're turned away from the camera like that. Mine never looks that curly. Like you have better definition in your curls than
Do you know
I
what,
do.
I hardly ever even, like, this is my go-to. I just
That's what I
come out
aim
the
for.
shower, I wrap it up, I put a clip in it, and it just does its thing.
Yeah, see, mine's just so frizzy and my curls are really undefined, and I could put like loads of product in it, but I've
got this new shampoo, and
what
it's
is
called, I think it's Mook. It's MUK, and it's super soft stuff that I've been buying. Is it?
That's how I would say it, but that's because of Pokemon. It's because
Muck, whatever. But it's
the
MUK,
Pokemon Muck is MUK.
and it's the super soft stuff that I've got. I got it the last time I got my hair done because it was actually in the hairdressers, and oh my god, the way it makes my hair feel is just so smooth, so healthy. It's got none of your sulfates, your silicones, nothing like that in it, so it's good for your hair. And if you're looking for a shampoo, I would recommend that. And I've bought so many products for my hair, all tested, like ones with no silicone and no sulfates and stuff. Tried the only curls and stuff that's good for curls, and this is probably the best product. Not that we're not talking about hair care and we're doing cleaning videos, but yeah, side note.
Anybody has curly hair.
Yeah.
This is
Side note, that shampoo, give it a buy.
I bought that Aussie shampoo.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that's good for your hair.
Yeah, it wasn't doing very much for it. In fact, I think my hair's maybe drier
I
since
love
then.
the smell of it, but I don't think it's good for your hair.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't really buy very, very expensive shampoos and conditioners because I have a teenage girl.
You get a big, massive tub of this. It is like £20, but for the size of what you're getting, it's worth it. Like, I think that would last me about 3 months.
Well, I bought that Only Curls set, and that was like £60. Yeah. I was like, oh, take out
and
second
the bottles
mortgage.
are tiny.
Yeah. But then my hair really did not like. There was 2 of the products. It was, I don't know, it was too heavy for my hair.
Do you know what I felt with the Only Curls as well? Sorry, our total side, not in the hair. This
is now a hair care channel.
The conditioner didn't make my hair feel conditioned.
Yeah, I don't think I was using the conditioner. I was like, this conditioner alone is like £20 a bottle for this tiny thing. I don't know if I want to use it. So it's actually still just sitting in my bathroom. Anyway, we should probably get back to the cleaning.
The microwave.
Oh, what? You used a technique on this. Talk about it.
Right, so yeah, I actually seen it on another cleaning channel. I can't remember who or where, so I'm sorry.
Because I do this on mine.
But if you get a microwavable cup, put water in it and put it on for 5 minutes, it makes everything so much softer inside. It's like hard and tough and hard to get off.
So, Bonnie's video.
Is it hard?
Did you watch Bonnie's video of Cammie's kitchen?
No.
Okay, well, in Bonnie's video of Cammie's kitchen, that's a mouthful to say. She did that, and I think she had a little bit of vinegar or lemon juice in the cup.
Oh yeah, that would work as well.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do a lemon juice.
This cloth I've put down as well because there was a really tough bit on the worktop. And if I ever come across a bit like that, I just get really warm water on the cloth and I lay it on top of it, let it get some heat about it, and then I scrub it off. Oh
yeah, you told me that technique, and then that house that had all the nicotine, when I was clearing under the sink, there was like paper stuck to the bottom and that wasn't coming off, and that's what I did there, was put a hot water on a cloth and then let it sit, and that worked a treat as well. I
think my technique for most things is let it sit. Do you mean put product on it, let it sit, put heat on it, let it sit. Just let it sit, go back to it, do whatever else you can do first and go back to it.
So that's us now at the end of the video. Please enjoy these before and after photos, and if you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe, and any likes, shares, comments, all that kind of stuff really helps the algorithm show that you like us, and it will keep pushing our videos out to new viewers. And yeah, and if you're interested in joining our members program, please do that as well.
Thank you for watching, and we will be back with another video next week.
Less talk of hair care this time, maybe. Bye.